Hey everyone, it's me, Spider, and I'm finally doing my review for Spider-Man Far From Home, released in 2019. Sorry that this video came much later than it should have. I just realized it's been like 13 days since I posted my review for Spider-Man Homecoming. And before I say anything, I just want to say, I noticed that my video about The Flash Season 9 being the final season, that video somehow became the most popular video on my channel by far, and thank God it gave me more subscribers than I've ever had before, which by the time of this recording, I have 191 subscribers, so I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much. But I'm surprised that became more popular than my Red Death impression. However, the reason why I took a break from making YouTube videos, well, obviously what's been going on with DC lately, which I've decided to, for now, cancel my plans about a Flash Seasons ranking and Flash Villains ranking. Well, I'm not even sure if I even mentioned that in my Homecoming review, but either way, I'm just taking a break from DC videos in general. I'll still do them, I'm just taking a break, which is why, for now, I'm still Spider until it's official that the Arrowverse is ending, because I'm still optimistic that there's even a possibility that during Flash Season 9 they'll announce more shows and stuff. But anyway, aside from all the drama of what's going on with DC, which I don't really want to talk about right now, because this video is about Marvel, but also the reasons why I've not been posting much lately is I've had a lot going on with school about to start in 17 days for me, which I'm not that excited about it after what happened last year, and I also had to deal with a lot of crazy stuff with people lately, and also the possibility that I did not get accepted in my job, which, yes, if you've watched some of my later videos from a couple months back, you know I applied for a job, but things are very slow about it, so obviously that's been on my mind. And also, me constantly losing subscribers has been annoying for me as well. But anyway, I'm just gonna get over with this review now. So, my opinion on Spider-Man Far From Home, I honestly think this is one of the better Spider-Man movies. Now, I know this film has mixed opinions. Some like it, and then others I noticed who really don't like it, which that includes you, Marvel DC Extinction Wrestlers. I know how much you hate these Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. Would you think that I'm the Reverse Flash torturing you if you hear me praise this movie? I'm kidding. But this movie is almost perfect. The only flaw I think it has is just how it feels more like continuing Spider-Man's story after Endgame rather than being an actual sequel to Homecoming. But other than that, I don't think this movie had any flaws at all. Mysterio is a great villain. Jake Gyllenhaal had a great performance, which I was actually surprised to find out that his sister, Maggie Gyllenhaal, played Rachel Dawes in The Dark Knight. And also, fun fact, Jake Gyllenhaal himself was actually going to replace Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 2. Because of an injury he had in 2003, but Tobey recovered as soon as possible before the movie went in production. Other things I liked about this movie, well, again, just how Mysterio got even people who had grudges against Tony Stark to work with him, and how in these movies he's really one of Spider-Man's worst enemies because of how he's the one who made everyone know his identity and revealed it to the world, along with how it led to the events in No Way Home, where now everybody has forgotten about him, and his aunt is dead. And I also wonder, how did he know that the MCU was Earth 616, which it is, because in Multiverse of Madness, well, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, by the way, obviously there's no Spider-Man Multiverse of Madness. I'm just trying to make that clear to those of you who, don't watch Marvel movies. Anyway, yeah, that was confirmed that it's Earth 616. And in this movie, Peter and MJ actually got together, and this film is a lot more serious than Homecoming, which is why I think this was a huge step up from Homecoming. And there was actually a time when this used to be not only my favorite Spider-Man movie, but also my favorite movie ever. I'm not really sure why, but probably just because of how much I was then, and even now, a major Spider-Man fan, and this was the new one. And obviously thought it was great. And also, it was just crazy with the elementals and how all the destruction they caused was literally just by illusions made by Quentin Beck. But I wonder if he actually traveled across the multiverse and before, and maybe knew of a Mysterio on Earth 833. But yeah, which is why I honestly don't think that Phase 4 is that bad. I actually really like it. Yes, it's probably not as good as, let's say, Phase 1 or Phase 3, because Phase 3 left such a huge impact, but that's because it was the end of the Infinity Saga, while this is the start of the Multiverse Saga, which makes me excited for a lot of projects, including... And they should also just make What If Season 2 with even What If stories on stuff that's not in the MCU, like the Raimiverse, Webverse, are canon, along with the Venom and Morbius movies. I want to see What If stories on that. And, like, episodes of them. Obviously, I'm such a huge Spider-Man fan, and since that is canon in the MCU, might as well make some stories about that. And plus, we don't even know anything about the MCU's multiverse other than Earth 616 and Earth 838. Other than that, the rest of the Earths are mysteries on what's there. And also good to know that J.K. Simmons also played J. Jonah Jameson, and he's the same guy who played him in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, so at least it shows that Marvel acknowledges doppelgangers. But there's also time when DC doesn't have doppelgangers of Batman, Superman stuff, but oh well, that's just dumb. Same with Marvel too. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. This movie is great, and it's an almost perfect movie that I really like. And also, Surprisingly, I'm one of the only people who knew Mysterio was the main villain, but before this movie came out, didn't they confirm that he was the main villain? Except for how obviously he was in the trailer and looked like a good guy, but I knew there had to have been some twist with it, and any hardcore Spider-Man fan of the comics knows Mysterio's a villain. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Let me know what your opinions are on the stuff I'm saying in this video, along with your opinion on this movie, and like this video, subscribe if you're new, and also let me know do you think that Marvel Phase 4 is really that bad, or are you like me, who's actually excited for the future of the MCU and thinks that fans are just being toxic? Because, well, if you ask me, I think the Multiverse Saga will be probably better than the Infinity Saga. I mean, yes, the Infinity Saga will have characters that everything else will not have that are just as good, like Iron Man and Captain America, but since this is the multiverse, I know that in some way they're gonna come back. Multiversally, I mean. So, there's also... Plus, you know me, and I love The Flash Season 2 for the multiverse stuff it has. So, and Kang the Conqueror will be a bigger threat than Thanos, I think, since he's literally multiversal, while Thanos is just a universal threat. Yeah, I wonder how it's going to tie into all these stories coming together in Kang's Dynasty and Secret Wars. So, yeah, bye.